Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel as we finally return after almost 2 years away from YouTube due to a lot of personal life changes. The good news is there are plenty of new videos on the horizon after a well-earned break, so sit back and enjoy the best games that I think 1991 had to offer as we reach the penultimate episode of the Commodore 64 Wonder years. We start off in 10th with a game called In the Heat, which was released in 1991, published by Storm and developed by the Sales Curve. The game scored a whopping 91% in issue number 83 of Zap64. Originally an arcade game, I couldn't wait to see this come out on the Commodore 64, and I wasn't disappointed when it did. Simple but effective graphics, a great little background tune, or the sound effects are pretty decent too. It's really simple to get into, it's an addictive game, and there's a 2-player option in there. In 9th, we've got Spike in Transylvania, which was published by Codemasters and developed by Genesis Software. Spike in Transylvania is a fantastic graphic adventure, despite the fact it's not sure what it wants to be called. It has a different name on the cover, loading screen, and on the title screen. Do not let that distract you from the fact that this is an absolute budget behemoth. This game was only £2.99. The game's got good cartoonish graphics, yep, definitely based on Hagar the Horrible. It's got a great background tune, and the castle labyrinth will keep you entertained for hours. In 8th, we have SWIV, which was published by Storm. SWIV stands for Special Weapons Interdiction Vehicle. A lot of people seem to think that stands for Silkworm 4 and a direct sequel to Silkworm. However, what happened to Silkworm 2 and 3? Although it is a very similar game, I don't believe this is a direct sequel. The game has slick presentation with a fantastic intro, the graphics show good detail to attention, the title tune is absolutely fantastic and has decent in-game sound effects. In 7th, we have Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe. What I would normally class as probably a Amiga and a 16-bit game, I thought this conversion for the Commodore 64 was absolutely superb. And some might even say it's actually better than its big brother version on the Amiga. The graphics are simplistic, but they move fast, and the plain backdrops, they scroll very smoothly indeed. Sound-wise, we've got a great intro tune. Lastability, you've got a comprehensive league, cup and knockout options with save, load, team enhancement and player trading. It all adds up to a long-term challenge. I might get some stick for this, but in 6th is Last Ninja 3, published by System 3 and re-released later by Kix. The third entry into the Last Ninja series, in my opinion, is undoubtedly the weakest. It is a shame though, since its production values are incredible. The game features an amazing intro movie and a brilliant cinematic ending. The music is nothing short of stunning, very moody and atmospheric. The graphics are absolutely gorgeous, possibly some of the best that's ever been seen on the Commodore 64, especially at its time of release. I feel where the game does let itself down is in the gameplay. However, should you play this game? Absolutely yes, 100%. In 5th, we have Smash TV, which was developed by Probe Software and published by Ocean. This was yet another game that I absolutely loved hammering my 10 pences into at the arcade. Luckily, we got an absolutely fantastic port. They've managed to cram the whole game into a single load and even included a twin joystick option for arcade authenticity. The only downside to this game was it unfortunately only came as a single player. The graphics are detailed and colourful. The sound has a great intro tune, the game has an excellent learning curve and it should provide you with a real challenge. In 4th, we have Turbocharged, which was published by System 3. This is one of the coolest and best shoot-up racing games on the Commodore 64. The gameplay is fast and frantic as you take your contrast through a variety of different scenarios, blasting criminals and taking down bosses. You get 10 levels with at least 2 graphical styles per level. They're beautifully varied with an excellent attack aircraft and incredible speed. Sound-wise, you get an impressive range of tunes and they provide an absorbing soundtrack. This game is instantly and completely very addictive. Not a huge amount of variety, but the arcade feel means you'll come back again and again. Into the top 3 now, and here we are with Supremacy, which was published by Virgin Mastertronic and developed by Probe Software. This was one of the best strategy games I'd ever played at that time. Before I say another word, I've just got to point out that Jeroen Tel was the musician in this game, and wow, you can absolutely tell. Brilliant soundtrack. I love the sci-fi atmosphere, the control system, the detailed manual and the graphics. They were all brilliant. A single load game, but the sheer number of planets coupled with 4 alien opponents to beat will keep you burning the midnight oil for a long time to come. In second, and just missing out on first place by the most minuscule of amounts, is Exile, which was published by Audiogenic. Since the first time I played this game on a cover tape, I think it was on Commodore format, I was absolutely blown away. Originally released for the BBC computer, might be controversial, but I think the Commodore 64 version is better. You get the whole game wrapped up in one single load, and there's also a save to cassette function. 625 screens packed with some quite complex puzzles. Even with infinite lives, it's going to take some time solving this game. And the best Commodore 64 game of 1991, in my humble opinion, is without doubt Turrican 2: The Final Fight. Published by Rainbow Arts, this game was designed and coded by none other than the legendary Manfred Trenz. You get a great intro and game complete sequence. You do have a multi-load for each level, but considering the level size, this is more than acceptable. The graphics are superb. All of the aliens and super baddies are all rendered with superb artistry. There's a cracking intro soundtrack, good in-game effects, and you also get music for the shooting up stages. It's bigger than the original, it's tougher than the original. You have to play this game. Well, that wraps up the Commodore 64 Wonder Years for 1991. I really hope you enjoyed that top 10. Please let me know in the comments what you agree with, what you would change, what should be in there and what shouldn't. Now, next is 1992, the final episode of this series. I promise it won't take a year to do. It's already in the pipeline and almost ready to go. So until next time, goodbye.